Let's see here. All right. Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday and welcome to the latest installment of the Silver and Bro Show. My name is Juan Rodriguez. You people usually call me Junior, good old JR, whatever works. And today it's the 11th episode of the Silver and Bro Show. So let's get to it. Very disappointing that they couldn't pull out the win. But that's kind of what happens when you give Patrick Mahomes the ball on the last drive. He tends to, do those kind of plays. But overall, it was a good game. The Raiders just hung in there with the Chiefs. Nothing to be ashamed about other than, the loss. Now, and here we go. Let me see here. Approve. All right. Let's see here. We're getting my brother on in a bit, so he'll join us very shortly. We're just trying to connect. And there he is, the man of the hour. What's up, brother?
Disappointing, man. Wow.
I know.
I'm doing fine. I mean, I'm okay. I'm good, but God, to come so close and to lose like that. Heartbreaking, man.
Oh, of course. I mean, you never want to see your team lose. That's sort of the thing. But unfortunately, that's sports. Somebody has to lose, and it's just unfortunate that this time it was the Raiders, and that's what happens sometimes. But I mean, overall, to hang in with the Chiefs, the defending champs, to kind of hang in there and to kind of go toe to toe with them, that was actually pretty cool because it could have gone a lot worse. The way it was sounding, from the Chiefs being upset that the Raiders did a victory lap. We do have a comment already. Fire Gunther, damn it. Yeah, we're going to get to Gunther in a little bit. I think that's he's public enemy number one. But, from the Chiefs, being upset about the whole victory lap thing and, them saying some other stuff, I thought it was going to be ugly. I thought they were going to come in rocking and rolling, but, that Chiefs, there was no defense in that game from either side. I think at one point, the defense for the Chiefs started like yelling at each other, and I was just kind of like, well, what's going on over there? But that wasn't my problem. It was just kind of like, whenever you see that, you're just kind of like, are they imploding in front of our faces here? But, but other than that, to hang with them toe to toe, it is what it is, man. They won on to Atlanta, but let's talk about it, man. It's always hard to find the positives in a football game, after a loss, but there was some positives. And number one, I'm going to start off this week because you always give me crap. How about Carr, man? How about Carr, huh? He did everything he could to lead that team to victory, man. Everything he possibly could, yeah, there was a couple drops and, that interception at the end. But, what are you going to do, You have to...
Garbage time, man. It was garbage time. There were, 40 seconds left or something on the clock. It's just, look, bro, here's the deal, okay? There's no moral victory. We get that.
Yeah, of course.
But, man, isn't it exciting to see how good the Raiders played against the Super Bowl champion? Dude, they're capping off right now where it's to the point where it's just like the talent that they have and the pieces that they have on the team, there's only so far they're going to be able to go, man. And I think we saw that on Sunday night. That's who they are. That's if they can all come together and play as good as they did on Sunday night, that's what you're going to get, man. You know what I mean? But for right now, I do want to talk a little bit about the Fire Gunther comment, if you don't mind. I was kind of thinking about that the other day because so many people have brought it up. If you think about it, look at how many points the Chiefs gave up. I'm not in no way, shape, or form trying to, say Gunther is the right guy for the job. All I'm saying is look at the Chiefs sideline with I forget his name, man, but I know he's a well-known defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
You could probably help me with that.
Steve Spagnuolo. Yeah, he was a former head coach, of the Rams for a bit, yeah.
And look at how much points we put up on him, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know. Gunther sometimes it's just like the schemes and everything that goes on and that happens. Obviously, it doesn't always go your way, but God, man. I mean, how long have we looked for a defensive coordinator and still have not found one?
It's hard.
I don't know
You
what
know,
else.
it's hard because in order for a defense to work in the NFL, how it has to go down is, the players have to trust the system. And let me give you a perfect example. Last year, remember Brian Flores? He was a rookie head coach with the Miami Dolphins in his first year, and it was like, oh, tank for Tua, because Tua was the surefire number one. Well, hindsight 2020, we all know what happened. But what was interesting, you kind of see them like the players last year on the Dolphins roster, who is now on the roster now. It's like, look, we didn't win a lot of games, but we trusted his system enough to where we pulled a few. And if we keep trusting his system and we keep trusting him, he's going to put us in the right position. Every week, it always seems there's either Gunther saying something or there's a player saying something else. What's that, bro? What do you got?
I'm sorry, man. I just can't agree with that only because of the fact that I think the players really I won't say they rally around Gunther, but I don't see anybody throwing him under the bus, man.
Well,
From what I hear,
there was one incident where Corey Littleton got interviewed, and they asked him, well, coming from the Rams to the Raiders, your play kind of dipped a little bit. Is there anything like worth telling? And he pretty much flat out in front of a camera, just like this, said, I can only do what the coaches tell me to do. I'm only playing the scheme that they want me to play. Do I agree with it?
right.
Do I disagree with it? I can't say either. I'm just doing my job, what I'm getting taught in this scheme. Now, granted,
right.
we brought him over because, he was a coverage linebacker who could cover the tight end, which we needed help with Kelsey, but it hasn't been working out. Like, I'm sorry to say this, dude. It's 12 weeks. Every team in the NFL knows what you are now. The Raiders are a great offensive team, but terrible on defense. And it's the other way, and it's the same thing with a bunch of these other teams. Like Tampa Bay, Seattle, all that stuff, they know what they are. It's just you're 12 weeks in. There's nothing hiding anymore. You can't hide anything anymore.
I got two things with Gunther, just so we could get off the Gunther thing. Again, I'm not gonna go to bat for him or anything, but you brought it up with Littleton. But look at Kowalski, dude, the middle linebacker. It's his first year.
Yeah.
Gunther's putting him where he thinks he needs to play, and look at, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's not always the player, man. It's the coach, the second, hold on. Second one, really important here, and I hope some people are watching might want to answer this one, but let's just say the Raiders go to the playoff. Dude, are we still mad at, Gunther if we go over there and we blow it or whatever? I mean, does he keep his job? That's a good question.
I'm going to be honest with you. Whether we make the playoffs or not, Gunther's gone. I just have this gut feeling that Gunther, because you got to look at into everything, perspective-wise. It's Gruden's third year. Everybody on that staff has been together for 3 years. With the offensive coordinator and Olsen, it's helped. You know what I mean? It's gotten better. Tom Cable in his third year, he's a godsend apparently now because the offensive line's playing balls to the walls, and that's including second and third stringers. You look at wide receivers, they're playing a little bit better. You look at running backs, they're playing like everybody on the staff has been together for almost 3 years. I mean, the only new one is what? Rod Marinelli. So go ahead.
Let me jump in. But as those positions, have they had a revolving door like our defense has? And with all the young talent, I mean, think about it, man. They are getting better. Is it still bad play yet? Is it all on Paul Gunther? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not here to go to bat for him. I'm not trying to save his job or anything. All I'm saying is just I'm sitting back and really looking at it like, maybe a couple more pieces on the defensive line wouldn't hurt. You know what I mean? Maybe a couple of linebackers that we preach every year and bang the table for them to draft a linebacker early. You know, there's that kid Patrick McQueen. God, that would have been nice to have that kid.
Oh yeah, you know, there's Kenneth Murray, Patrick Queen. There was a couple of linebackers last year, but you know, that's the thing with Gunther. He doesn't value linebackers. That's the problem. That's the problem. I mean, I think at one point his highest rated player at linebacker was Ray Malaluga, and they took him in the second. You know what I mean? So he doesn't really value linebackers like that. Like, you know how me and you value like middle linebackers, like, oh, you know, like if we get this guy, you know, it's like he doesn't value him like that. Like there's just some people out there. But for me personally, for Gunther, whether we make it or not, he's gone. I just have this weird feeling he's gone. We're gonna have to bring somebody new in, or who knows? Maybe Rod Marinelli is there. Who knows? We don't know what's gonna happen, but it's sort of like, you know, we've keep having revolving pieces too on the offensive side. I mean, wide receiver, 1 year it's Tyrell Williams, next year is Nelson Aguilar. The previous year before that, the first year was Jordy Nelson and Cooper. So, I mean, if the offense can get it going, the defense has to pick something up by now, like something, but it's just not working out. It's not working out. So, I don't see him surviving after this year's over. That's me.
Cool.
I think
whatever makes the team better, I'm with it. Whatever makes them better.
I think for me, the only positive I got out of this, Trayvon Mullen. I'm telling you, man, this kid is. Go ahead, man.
Well, the only positive that you got out of what?
Out of the whole game.
Or defense? The whole game?
Was Mullen.
Oh, no. Mullen, that's it?
Well, I mean, yeah, the offense did its thing, but I mean, Trayvon did his thing, dude. For a game.
I got a better one. For you. You know what I got out of this game? We can hang with anybody in the NFL. We can hang with the Chiefs like that. That's what I got out of it. At our house, we were 40. We were a minute and 44 seconds from sweeping the champs twice. Come on, man.
See, this is kind of where, you know, people kind of call me weird and people kind of call me crazy. It's like, I don't really like using that term, like hanging with the team. You want to hang with them, you got to win. Did they win? No. So you can't say we can hang with them. It's like, yeah. Now, the proper term would be we can go toe-to-toe scoring points. Okay, yeah, that I agree. We can go back and forth like ping pong. That's cool. But to hang with them still, you got to win. And that's where like my weirdness comes out, where it's like, okay, yeah, it's cool. We went back and forth, but we still didn't win. So I don't know what, you know, this whole like happiness of, you know, we can hang. It's like, no, but we didn't win. We're 6-4. And I don't care what those guys in the media said, like, oh, the Raiders have the easiest remaining part of the schedule. Where is it easy? Tell me, where is it easy? Like, going into next week, we got Atlanta. We've lost 4 straight to them. I'm going to repeat this. We have lost to Atlanta 4 straight times. And then the following week, we got the Jets. We haven't beaten the Jets in the East Coast in a really, really long time. It's been a long time since they beat the Jets on the East Coast. And then, obviously, the last remaining 4 games. That's going to determine, you know, playoff picture, the whole shebang. But before we can get ahead of those, we got to talk about Atlanta. Look, I don't care what anybody says. I'm not looking past them. There's no way I'm looking past them. You look at Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, you know, the tight end Hurst. They can play, dude. They can play. Todd Gurley at the running back. They can play. All is a win for sure. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, it's all about winning. You know, that's the thing, because you're going to go into this offseason like, oh, remember that Sunday night game? Nobody's going to say like, oh, man, the Raiders hang tough. It's like, oh, no, Kansas City won that one. No one's going to say, man, the Raiders hang tough. Nobody's going to say that. That's not for me. Now, the whole no Jones. I don't know yet. They haven't really made an official word on him. He did get banged up last week, so I don't know. But it's like, ugh. I don't know, but what do you got for this game? What do you see in this Atlanta game coming up next week, bro?
Bro, I said it week in and week out, bro. The games on the schedule that we are, projected to win, we just need to win. All I got to say about this game is how catastrophic would it be if we were to lose? I mean, that would kill us, dude. I mean, we could probably still come back from it, but they need to beat Atlanta, bro. They need to beat them. We need to get back on track. There's six games left. Yeah,
yep, six games left.
And we're still in the playoff race. We're still in the hunt. We're actually got the 7th seed right now. So, man, whatever we got to do, man, just win, baby. I'm bringing out the old Al Davis's phrase.
Yeah, because,
boys, man.
Because I'm already seeing a lot in, like, fan groups and all that stuff saying, we got Atlanta. It's like, look, I'm not looking past any team for the rest of the year.
No.
You can't. You can't. I'm not going to say, because obviously you're in the NFL, you have talent. You know what I mean? They're like, you're in there for a reason because you have the talent to play in the game. But they're not a team that they can rely on talent to win on talent alone. They're just not that type of team yet. If they showed a little bit more improvement, if they had a little bit of a better gelling togetherness, then I could say, hey, maybe we can just win on talent. But that's not the case in the NFL. That's not the case. No. You know what I mean? Like last week, Atlanta, perfect example. I'm sure they were licking their chops like, oh, Drew Brees is out. Taysom Hill, the 30-year-old quarterback who's never started a game. Hey, we might get this. And then they get blown out 24-9. All I'm saying is you can never look past a team. You can never, lick your chops and be like, oh, we got this. It's like, no, man, you gotta play the game. You gotta play.
It's any given Sunday. Yeah. It's any given Sunday, bro. We get that. But at the end of the day, I think the Raiders are, you know what I mean? It's funny to even say right now. It's kind of crazy to even think about it, but they're getting on another level, man. Like I said, I know you don't think much of it, that they were able to hang around with the Chiefs, but not only were we able to hang around with them, we already beat them once, dude. We beat them at their house. And to tell you the truth, it was kind of a good little swift ass kicking, to tell you the truth. So, I don't know, man. Like I said, I know what you're all about is they got to prove it to you week in and week out. So let's see. Atlanta, I'm really hoping that they could, they can get back on the winning side and keep it moving, because we got a comment here by my cousin Pablo right here. It says we can go 4-2. Talking about the last 6 games. Mm-hmm. We can go 4-2 or maybe 5-1 the rest of the year, which I could see that happening. But for me, honestly, the way that they're playing, I'm sorry, bro. I want to go 6-0. Yeah. I know, like we said, it's not going to be easy, but the way, the caliber that they're playing, I mean, maybe we get some guys back off that COVID list and get a couple guys healthy, which I just read somewhere that Incognito's been scratched, right, for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. I mean, he got hurt week 2, and then that was it. But I mean, what's crazy about that? What's crazy about it is Denzel Good has been playing, no pun intended, really good. We always say it. We say it all the time.
We're not gonna miss them.
We always say it all the time. It's like, look, the guys that, because obviously someone's always going to get hurt. Someone's always going to get injured. That's just, part of the game. It's a very violent game, and it's a hurtful game. I never seek backups as like, oh, well, he's going to be just as good. It's like, look, you're a backup. You came into the season as a backup for a reason. God forbid a player goes down, because you never want to see that. You never want to see injuries on any team. It's just, it sucks because that's their bread and butter,
Right.
But for Richie Incognito's case, it was like, look, Richie Incognito's no joke. Former All-Pro, perennial Pro Bowler, the whole 9, right? Well, when he went down week 2, it's like, okay, Simpson good, you got to go out there. And I'm not asking them to be what Incognito is, because they don't have that. They don't have that type of dirt on them yet. All I'm asking them is do a good enough job to where we don't forget about Incognito, but we don't miss him. Does that make sense? Because I don't,
yeah, of course.
That's how I look at it as backups. It's like, look, man, just play well enough to where it's like, Okay, cool. The loss of Colton Miller, that killed me because it's like, oh, well, we got to put Brandon Parker at left tackle. And history has shown he hasn't really been playing well to his third round status. But against the Chargers, hey, it was cool.
Yeah, he got the job done.
It was fine. Fine. And that's all I'm saying. It's like, look, play well enough to where we don't miss the other guys that bad. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at backups, So now Incognito's out. So that's Denzel's good spot the rest of the year.
And I'm fine with it. He's been playing great.
Yeah.
He's been playing great.
Yeah, I mean.
And to tell you the truth, Good is actually a little bit younger. So, you know what I mean? I already start looking at the future, man. You know what I mean? If maybe there's a contract or something we could talk at the end of the year, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because he's only on a 1-year deal. And, that's the thing about the NFL. Everybody watches everybody. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be an eye full of people on Good to where it's like, hey, how do you think about making this much money? You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's the crazy thing. Like, you replace a guy like Incognito and then you do well above than what you're expected. Of course, people are going to, sometimes overpay because they're desperate. It happens every year. In free agency. So it's like, it's the same thing with us. It's like Littleton looked good with the Rams. We kind of had to overpay. Well, he's now with us, and it doesn't look like the same guy from the Rams. It's just that's how it happens every year. That's just how it goes. But for me, for the Atlanta game, it's going to be tough because of the weapons they have. It's going to be tough. From Ridley to Gurley to Matt Ryan, the offensive line, every single offensive lineman is a first rounder. You got to understand something. That's pretty good. Now, for them to be way below 500, it's beyond me how they're way below 500. Maybe it's the division they are in, and it's a tough division. The Buccaneers, the Saints, the Panthers. That's a no pushover division. So I don't want anybody out there thinking that they're just going to roll into Atlanta and be like, oh, we got these guys. No, that's not the case. Offensively, just keep doing whatever it is you're doing. Run the rock. Switch it up between Booker and Jacobs. We talk about that every week. Just switch it up. Hey, the guy's not getting it done today. All right, we'll put the other guy in, and then he'll get it done. And like, oh, well, he's got his breath now. All right, put him in. Wide receivers, just keep doing your thing. Tight ends, Waller, just keep doing your thing, man. You had a good game with he had a one drop, but that was kind of like a 50-50 thing. But then he made it up with 3 great catches, 1 in the end zone. And then the bugaboo of this team, defense. Look, they just got Tack McKinley from the former first rounder from Atlanta, former Bruin. I'm pretty sure you remember him. Him chasing Sam Darnold around all those years.
Yeah.
And then Vic Beasley, who was chasing, my quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes all those years ago. He's now on the practice squad. Now he's on the practice squad. So look, I'm glad that they're trying to put the effort in to figure out the problem. And a lot of people are already putting it out there like, well, why bring in these guys? Vic Beasley's a bust. So is Tack McKinley. It's like, hey, look, what difference does it make? I think there was at one point you made a comment when Farrell wasn't in. It's like, you know what the sad part was? The defense looks exactly the same, even without Farrell.
Right. Yeah.
So what's the difference? What could it hurt now? What could it hurt to bring in 2 former first rounders to try to help us out? What could it hurt? Oh, it doesn't improve?
Well, I could already tell you that I heard Vic Beasley, I think, is really out of shape right now. I mean, obviously, from when they drafted him to be already on the second or third team, and he was a high first-round pick, I think, out of Missouri. Mm-hmm. Right, Missouri?
No, Vic Beasley was Clemson. Clemson kid.
Clemson, you're right.
Yeah, Clemson kid.
And he was, he was great in college and everything. Just didn't transfer over to the NFL. But we do got a question right here, which I think we've already talked about every single week. But why did we draft Ruggs if we're not using him right? Go ahead, bro. This is all you.
Look, for anybody that does watch my, draft videos that I made last season, a lot of people kept asking me the same thing. Why aren't you a high on Ruggs? Like everybody, because everybody was in love with this 4.2 speed. Everybody was in love that he was from Alabama and that he was a great receptionist and all this stuff at Alabama. Think of it like this, guys. Henry Ruggs is a gadget player. What I mean by that, he's only going to work great in some systems. If he was drafted by the 49ers, the Rams, and who's another team that I can see him? Cleveland.
The Saints.
The Saints. Thank you. If he was drafted by any of those 4 teams, he'd be having a way different season, I believe, than he is with the Raiders. The Raiders are not gadget team. We are. Here's the deal, guys. We are not a gadget team play. We are a West Coast offense team. We are a West Coast offense, meaning run the rock, couple play actions to the tight end or fullback. Speed wide receivers is great, but we need, in order to be a West Coast wide receiver, you need to have the bulk. Like Aguilar, he's 6'1", 200 pounds. He's not the biggest dude, but he's got enough bulk to play in that system. Same thing with Zay Jones and all that stuff. We did lose my brother a little bit, but we'll get him back. All I'm saying is Ruggs isn't working because he is a gadget player guy. He's not one of those players that's going to be line him up here, line him up there. Sure, put him in the slot, but then that's taking away Renfro, and you're not going to take away Renfro. Renfro is one of the better slot wide receivers. We do have another one. Dump a short pass and let him do his thing. Okay, fine. Dump the short pass. But he's proven that he hasn't done anything. And Join, I think if you request again, bro, I think I can let you back on. Let me see. Oh, well. All right, we'll get my brother. Oh, I think we're going to get him back. Sorry about that, guys. All right, sorry about that. We're getting him back right now. But yeah. Yeah, so
I'm sorry, bro. I got 2 seconds here. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. Yeah, so for me, dude, that's why he's not really working with the Raiders right now. It's just he's a gadget player. He's not.
Let me jump in. Let me jump in with Ruggs really quick. All right, here's the deal. I really think 2 things. The first one, in college, he had a lot of help. You know what I mean? In Alabama. And obviously, with the Raiders now, we have a lot of help now too. But I really see him with his frame more like a slot player. Only bad thing is that we've got probably the best slot player in the NFL with Third and Renfro. So I don't know, man. I don't see him being a number 1 ever. You know what I mean? That's just not going to be him. A number 2, maybe if he really, really worked at it. But a slot guy is where he would probably, best fit. And with us having Renfro, hey, that's not going to happen anytime soon, man.
Yeah, for me, it's.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with them anymore. I mean, we've talked about it a lot, bro. Give them certain plays, which I keep seeing the jet sweep.
Yeah,
that's his play right now. They keep giving him that one. That's cool. I mean, I hope it goes more. But if you remember, bro, the first game of the season, Carolina, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Carolina.
Yeah.
All right. They gave him a couple passes, and little by little, he was getting on it. I really thought from there on out, it was just going to be, every week it's going to get better and better, but it hasn't. It's actually decreased. So
yeah, no, for
I
me,
don't know what to do, man.
For me, it's just kind of disappointing. We drafted a first-rounder wide receiver to handle kick return duties. We can get those guys in the 5th, 6th, 7th round. So.
Yeah.
I mean, and to be honest with you, it's like he's even hesitant to take it out himself. So I'm just kind of like, well, what's the point? So for me,
it's bro, and it sucks because you see all these other great receivers in that class that we all knew were just going to be stars.
Yeah,
and
of course.
We could have had one, and instead we took Ruggs, and it sucks, man. CeeDee Lamb is playing out of his mind. Jefferson, I think, from Minnesota.
Minnesota
is just a baller, dude, and we could have used those guys, man.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, there was something they liked. It's not working right now, so we'll see. I don't think offensive coordinator is the issue. I think what it is, it's how do you set up a guy like Ruggs? That's all there is to do it. Slants, jet sweeps, kick returns, punt return duties. Other than that, unless some miracle he grows about another 6 inches and gains about another 30 pounds, yeah, I'm sorry, dude. This is the best we're going to get. So, and that's why I was not high on him like a lot of these guys were. So, I mean, we talk about it every week, and I keep saying it every week. And people keep calling me haters, and people keep calling me, not a real fan or whatever it is. But as long as Ruggs keeps proving me right, I guess I look smart for once.
Yeah.
So, but let's just go to the Atlanta game, bro. Let's go to this Atlanta game. What do you got for me, man? Offensively, defensively, what does this team have to do?
Oh, offensively, dude, just like you said, man, they're just stay the course. Carr is playing amazing this year. I just want him to keep doing his thing. Liking the way that he's running now too, with a lot of confidence, throwing the ball with a lot of confidence. Carr's flying the offense. Aguilar's still doing his thing. Get Ruggs more involved, obviously, just like we talked about. Third and Renfro will always be there for you, and switch up the backs with
Booker.
Jacobs and Booker.
Yeah.
So, tight ends, pretty good to see Witten catch a touchdown the other day, which we brought him in for, just like goal line stuff and short passes. That was cool. Defensively, you already know, man. Week in and week out, we say the same thing. Get more pressure on the quarterback, and it's not happening. Hopefully with some of those guys that we brought in. One good thing that we haven't talked about is some of those guys off the practice squad. I want to say Vickers and Smith.
Yeah.
So those guys have actually been showing up a little bit. You can tell that they're hungry. And I like it, man. I like it. I hope to see more of them.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, every Sunday I go to your house and we say the same thing. I don't care who. Somebody just bring the pressure. I don't care who. I do not care.
Exactly. I mean, at this point, we drafted Farrell with a really high first-round draft pick in order to do that. That's not his game. So we put it on Max Crosby, and he shows up every now and again. Whoever it is, man, some of the tweaks that they made to the defense was giving more freedom to Abram to rush the passer, which he does every now and again. I'm sure offenses are going to catch up on that. So, we got to start sneaking the corners in there a little bit here and there. That would help. But, anything they could do defensively just to get better week in and week out, that would help.
Oh, yeah.
And special teams for me, I'd like to see, Ruggs and Renfro run it out a couple more times, Oh,
Renfro's going to do every Sunday I expect the Cowgirls to lose. God. Wrong show, man. That's tomorrow, Francisco. That's tomorrow. Man. I'm sorry, man. You're a day early, but we'll talk about tomorrow. We'll talk about the Cowboys tomorrow. Right now, it's all about the Raiders right now.
Me and you, Francisco. Me and you, buddy. I know exactly how you feel, brother.
Oh, man. That's rough. I do feel bad for him, though. I thought for sure they were going to handle the division this year, but that goes to show you, man, football's a weird game. Overall, what I expect out of this game is this. You haven't been in Atlanta in a long time. The Raiders haven't been in Atlanta in a very long time. And that was even, I think, before Matt Ryan was the quarterback at one point. They have to go on the road back-to-back weeks. They have to handle it. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a field goal. I don't care if it's a point. All I care about is, did they win? If at the end of the game, the scoreboard says we won, I do not care about stats. I do not care if Carr threw 10 yards. I don't care if Jacobs rushed for 20 yards. I don't care, whatever the case may be. Just win, man. Just win. I mean, that's the bottom line, because I'm not saying that the Raiders are out of the division yet. It's just going to be a little bit harder now that the Chiefs are 9-1. We're 6-4 now. So I'm not saying that the Raiders still don't have a shot at the division. I'm just saying everything everything kind of has to go their way. And remember, this time last year we were 6-4 too,
Right.
and we totally wet the bed, ending the season 7-9. So if you want people to prove that this is a new Raiders team and that this is, not the Raiders of the old, and you want some respect in this league, okay, go handle Atlanta on the road. If you can handle Atlanta on the road, then go handle the Jets on the road. If you can handle those two teams back to back on the road, hey, you're in good shape. You're in good shape.
Man. It all starts with Atlanta, bro. Here's the deal. With Atlanta, people are saying it's, going to be one of those games, maybe like a catch game or something like that. But, I mean, we got the firepower to beat them, dude. Now, is that what's going to happen? Who knows? We'll see, man. They got to go over there. They got to put pressure on Matt Ryan. If Julio Jones is playing, of course, they're going to have to put Mullen on him. And if he's not, then, we'll see. But they got to beat them, man. They got to, or else it's going to get really difficult, bro.
Yeah, this has to – these 6 games, I don't know how the media keeps saying it, this is the easiest stretch for the Raiders. No, because we've seen now for the last 20 years, nothing comes easy for this team. Nothing comes easy for this team. They're not good for the last decade. For the last 2 decades, they have been terrible on the East Coast. They've had terrible records in December. So this is put up or shut up time now. If they get away, if they come out of this back-to-back road games and they ended up winning it, then they're in good spot, because the rest of the AFC is starting to shape up now little by little. It's still one of those things where they're not out of the woods yet, but you can feel it's getting closer now, because with the struggles of Cleveland, the struggles of Baltimore, Miami losing to Denver, which was kind of a gift from us, from Denver to give us that gift. So now it's really up to them if they want to do it. Because remember, these games, there's going to be nothing easy about these games for the Raiders. So, we'll see what happens, and I hope they can take care of business.
Yeah, brother. They just got to keep winning, bro. And it all starts with Atlanta. So we'll see, man. I hope.
So, any predictions, any final things you want to say about the team before we move on to Atlanta?
Yeah, as far as Atlanta goes, bro, I'll go ahead and give my prediction. I really feel that we should beat them. I don't want to say a blowout or anything. I can't really put Atlanta as a blowout, but 24 to 20? How's that sound? 24 to 20.
Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. You know me, I don't give my predictions until tomorrow, because, I do the whole podcast thing with everything, and I put it up here, and then, that's where I get these random messages on my phone. I think Packer fans, I think you guys owe me an apology for last week. Yes, I'm talking to you, Packer fans. You guys owe me an apology for you guys calling me out, saying how the hell we're going to lose to the Colts. Well, that's how the hell you lost. You lost in overtime. That's how the hell it happens. Okay, that's how it happens. So I expect an apology tomorrow from you, Packer fans. Okay, but for me, as far as Atlanta goes, I respect them, because it seemed like forever ago now they were in the Super Bowl, and they're still technically sound. They're just having a lot of bad luck go their way. They just have a lot of bad, whether it's finding a way to lose at the last possible second, or giving up the last second score, or injuries, whatever the case may be for Atlanta. They're just that team that always just has a string of bad luck. But I'm still not going to put anything past them. The Raiders have to be focused, and they have to bounce back in order for them to have their playoff hopes alive. So, other than that, bro, that was a good segment. That was a good show. I will see you Sunday. I will actually be in Vegas, but I'll be back just in time. I'll be back just in time for the kickoff for Atlanta.
Awesome, man. I'll see you here. We'll have a couple cold ones, man.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Keep them fresh, bro.
There it is, brother. You guys have a great night, man.
All right, good Raiders, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Let's end this right here. Bam.